Hello, my name is Jennifer Davenport, and today's video is all about our store transformation and our grand opening, so stay tuned. As most of you know, we opened JD's 5 years ago. And after a few expansions, we realized we were running out of space and we needed to find a new home.
Yeah, we did. It was hard leaving the old place where everything started. But once we found the place, we were so excited about this building that used to be a restaurant and needed a lot of work to transform it into our JD's. But we've done it now, and it is just everything we had hoped it could be.
Scott did what he absolutely does best. And he started by drawing up the plans for the new location and overseeing all the major construction and taking on the majority of projects himself. We had the interior painted white, and Scott installed a brick wall that would go behind the cash wrap. I did a treatment on it to make it look old, and I'll post a tutorial on exactly how I did that in the next few weeks. And I was so excited that Scott and some helpers installed a concrete countertop. Scott also built me an office and even opened up the wall to give me a window, which was something that I was in desperate need for. We had a lovely lady named Crystal hand paint our sign for us, and after she spent several hours meticulously painting, Scott and our son Joshua put aside their fear of heights and hung the new sign on the outside of the building.
Once the major construction was out of the way, it was time to make the move, which was a logistical nightmare, really. We had so much inventory in the back, plus all the inventory that was on the floor, and so we had to really plan it out. And Josh and Patrick, who worked with us all the time, helped me so much. And then we had a number of friends come in and help, and we just loaded our box truck time after time and made the move one trip at a time until we had it all over here.
When the men got the boxes, furniture, lighting, and boxes of accessories to the new store and unloaded everything off of the box truck, my team of girls began to unbox and set up the new space. I have to say, I was really surprised with how hands-on the girls were. They knew the men had their hands full with moving so much, so instead of asking the guys for help, they unboxed and assembled furniture themselves, hung large artwork, drapes, and laid rugs. They weren't afraid of hard work and sweat, and truly brought the store to life with their organization, design, and merchandising. Even little Violet came to help. Well, mostly to play and eat, but we couldn't have done it without her. The entire team worked so hard every day. It truly seemed like no one ever stopped moving until the project was complete. Of course, we had to have several Starbucks run to keep us going. But once the furniture started getting in place and lights were hung, things really started coming together, and we could begin to envision how the store was going to look. I really cannot put into words what it felt like to slowly see our dream come true, all at the hands of our team and loved ones. It seemed like all our hard work was paying off and resulting in a beautiful store, just like we imagined it would be.
Of course, we did have some bumps in the road along the way. The pandemic caused quite a bit of the merchandise we needed for the new floor to be delayed, so Jennifer and her assistants had to make calls searching for replacements that would hopefully arrive in time for the grand opening, which was really nerve-wracking for everybody. We also had a slight animal invasion in Jennifer's office that halted production until the girls could catch it. And then, of course, there was the clock's countdown till grand opening. We had given ourselves a week to move everything over and set up, and although we were on schedule, there was still a lot to get done before we opened.
Not only did existing inventory have to find a new home, but tons of new inventory was also pulled from backstock and needed to be tagged. Our new design center had to be organized and properly displayed with our fabrics and books ready to be easily accessed by me and my designers. My office was one of the last things we tackled. Alice and I hung a large mirror, and Scott's construction allowed my antique office door to be brought over and installed.
One of the projects we needed to get done before we opened were to build some faux walls to break the space up a little bit. And with time running out, I just wound up using some leftover material from a previous project. And we built the walls at the last minute. Josh and I found a way to hang them in a way that kept them modular so we can move them and rearrange the store in the future. But they really turned out great. Jennifer painted them white to match the rest of the store, and they did a great job of breaking up the openness of the big room, and they helped us to create rooms within the store to better display the furniture and decor.
And on the last night before we opened our doors, Scott hung the JD's letters that we had at the old location, and it truly felt like it completed the store. The night before our grand opening, Scott and I planned a special event. We invited several of our long-term design clients and a handful of customers who have been with us since our doors opened to join us for a night of food, music, and JD's. Our goal for our special night was to open our doors to a group of people who have helped us keep our doors open. Of course, we wanted to invite everyone we could think of and scream a big thank you to every customer in Tennessee, but realistically, we knew it needed to be quaint.
It was a fun night that allowed our guests to get a first look at the new JD's, and any nervousness that we felt about the grand opening disappeared when we saw how excited our friends were, and what was supposed to be the night for our guests turned out to be a night of encouragement for Jennifer and I.
And then it was the big day, grand opening. We put our banner up and we watched a line form outside the door. In their extreme excitement, our team danced together, hardly able to contain themselves until it was time to open the doors. And then it was time. Scott and I unlocked the doors and customers came into the new JD's for the very first time. It was truly almost too much to take in. The excitement, the rush, and the crowd, it all felt like a party. We could not believe the amount of people that came through the doors just to see our store. It was both exciting and humbling.
It really was beyond anything we could have hoped and planned for. I remember having goosebumps many times during the first hour with just how big the crowd was. There had many familiar faces coming to show their support and shop the new store, but we also had a tremendous number of newcomers who came to check out what JD's is all about, and what a great day for them to come for the first time.
We had local vendors come to park in our parking lot for guests to enjoy. The botanical bus was simply adorable and totally loved by our customers. We also had 2 food trucks, mostly for husbands and kids to enjoy while their wives shopped. While we expected a bit of a rush in the morning, what we couldn't believe was how the rush never seemed to die down. It was a full day of making new friends and showing everyone what we had worked so hard to create. I was so proud of my staff for how they maintained their friendly energy all day long, making our guests feel welcome and special, just like we always want at JD's. And after a long day, we celebrated and we went home for a very much needed good night's rest.
And Jennifer and I want to take just a moment to say thank you. Thank you to all of our friends and family who came to the grand opening, all of the people that follow us on social media, and all of you that follow Jennifer on her YouTube channel. JD started out as a side business for Jennifer, and it has grown into the way we make our living, and it has been such a joy to be working together and doing this together, and to have so many people that love being a part of it and following us. We appreciate it so much. It is a real blessing in our life to do this together and to be working in our community and on this online community, and saying thank you to you is really just not, the words are just not enough, but we really appreciate it.
I feel exactly the same way. If you had told me 5 years ago that this is where we would be, I would think you were out of your mind. I never knew such a small dream could turn into something like this. I love designing, and picking things for the store is my favorite thing to do, and bringing it to other people and helping people create homes. I never thought Scott would be able to do this full time. I never thought my kids and their spouses would be able to help out. And I never thought we would have such a staff that is more like family to us than employees. So it is a dream come true, and Scott said it exactly right. We are very humbled and so appreciative for this journey and all the people who helped us get here and all the people who are still on this journey with us. Well guys, I sure hope you enjoyed this video, and I know some of you are already thinking, hey, we want to see what the store looks like. Don't worry, that is our next video. The whole video is all about the store, some behind the scenes, my office, and some really special details about the store. And if you want to see more behind the scenes with the store, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Jennifer Decorates and at JD's All About Home. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell, because it will tell you when we have a new video out. Everybody, thank you so much for watching.